how many years have you been feeling this change in the approach of aestheticism?
It's pretty. I think it's pretty recent. We're talking really about a few last, like what they say, like 10 years, like maybe less than 10 years.
So would you say that it synchronizes with Age of Aquarius?
Could be, most likely. Okay, hi everyone. This is Rod and Kazue. Yes. So Kazue, it was a pretty long due kind of discussion that we are having today, right? I mean, it's so finally we are getting together today, and obviously, as we can see from your background, we'll be talking about tarot. I mean, that you cannot make mistake out of it. So, well, first of all, I would like to, if you can introduce yourself, so and why we're going to be talking about tarot today.
Yeah. Okay, so my name is Kazue. Hi, everyone. I'm an artist, self-taught artist, and I've been dealing with the tarot cards for almost 34 years. I am also a psychologist. I got a master's degree in psychology. I have created my own tarot deck, which you can see as a background. And I'm now teaching tarot in terms of aestheticism in Japan. And I've been involved with Rod's activities for the last 1.5 years. Hey, basically helping out with organizing events and doing lectures and things. We both like academic approaches to aestheticism. Mine is obviously mainly, well, psychology. And how about you, Rod? Who are you?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, we have been, as you mentioned, we've been in doing this. We have this group in Japan where we try to approach the difficult subject of esotericism. And although I mean this is like a hobby or like a part-time, although we have definitely a good background to put in. And yeah, so the activities now is most likely this is going to go on the YouTube channel, and I think there will be, we do both local activities which we involve people in person and online as well. But yeah, but today I think it would be a little bit more interesting to go a little bit more in detail, or like more in detail, general discussion about tarot is something that a lot of people know, but not many people know. Just to put it in some way.
No, that's seriously the problem in Japan. Hardly anybody in Japan know the association between aestheticism and tarot. How modern current tarot was created based on aestheticism. So, see, at least I know in Japan there are hardly any books that are available. But it's very interesting, I thought, to hear about how tarot is perceived in Italy, where tarot cards are actually from, or like originated. I would like to ask that question to you, Rod. How about that? But basically, before that, we are sharing this video, your version on your channel and my version on my channel, and like my audiences don't know who you are, so would you mind introducing yourself, like where you are from and stuff?
Sure. Okay, so I'm from Italy, but it's like a really long time that I live in Asia. I think it's more than 30 years, and the past 10 years or something based in Tokyo in Japan. Although I do whatever else to do this is not of course it's not my day job. My interest is esotericism.
Oh, aestheticism is not your day job. Yeah.
Right.
But elsewhere.
Yeah. So I approach my background is from philosophy background. So I approach the esotericism from, as I always mention, I try to keep a balance between the academic background and the practical background, right? So because, as we say, we have now we have a lot of material, a lot of studies, a lot of serious studies, a lot of serious approach to the esoteric studies that are.
And you got your master's degree in philosophy as well, right?
Right. And now there's many universities where, like Amsterdam, London, Bristol, that are actually carrying forward very interesting studies related to esotericism, and this brings a bit of balance to what is the practice within the world of Wiccan ceremonial chaos or whatever is like the new paganism. So I think it's interesting to bring together these two worlds and
that is interesting. And I think that like people who would consider the word esotericism as like mystical or like spiritual, should is a strong word, but like I think it would be beneficial for people to know that there is actually academic background to the long history of esotericism.
Finally, there is an esoteric background. Actually, when my interest started when I was a kid back in Italy, I mean, these were kind of like we're still today, but less kind of taboo subject, right? I mean, taboo subject because, well, besides the fact being a Catholic country, but also, you're not going out there and say, oh, I study occult or I research into esoteric subjects so easily. I mean, you would actually talk about something else.
You have mentioned that really, really briefly, but there is something like really significant in that how it has been perceived with skepticism. Esotericism has been perceived with skepticism, traditionally speaking, like even in Italy where tarot cards are from, Yeah,
exactly. I mean, exactly. It's but within philosophy itself, where we totally know that most of the Western philosophy has so much roots and is so much connected with esotericism. I mean, Plato for first, we were talking about Parmenides, we were talking about all these philosophers that has basic, I mean, it's so profound, the connection with esotericism, but this is something that would never approach. Like when you study Plato's in the academy, when you study Parmenides in the academy, when you study Neoplatonism, is never even mentioned about theurgy. Theurgy, which is the skeleton basically of Neoplatonism.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not even, I mean, the academic world give the cold shoulders to this kind of subject, although it's connected. Finally, I think in these recent days, we are looking at things in a different way. And now there is this kind of interesting where practitioners on one side are feeding the research on the academic side, and the academic side is feeding back information to the practical side. So I think it's creating this kind of interesting exchange between actual practitioner and researcher.
Actually, I don't know if it would be the right question or not, but how many years have you been feeling this change in the approach of esotericism, like an academic approach to esotericism?
I think it's pretty recent. We're talking really about a few last, like what they say, like 10 years, like maybe less than 10 years.
So would you say that it synchronizes with Age of Aquarius?
Could be, most likely. But you see the perception itself has changed a lot. Like in the 70s or 80s, when you say somebody is a mystic or talking about mystic, it was almost like a stupid. Like you say, there's a mystic. Like somebody's
okay, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, now finally the concept of mysticism, or like the concept of a mystic, is being reevaluated on the actual meaning, the profound connection with spirituality, animism, and everything that is connected to that. But in the 70s, there was always a mystic, or like, a mystic means like what is like a clochard, is like, it's like what it was really looked down to it.
It's very interesting because in the 70s you are just a little kid, so I don't know how you know it, but Yeah, it would be interesting to hear about that. Don't know if that's the topic today, but what's our main subject today?
Okay, now today I think let's go back to tarot, because I think the
Okay.
topic, right? The topic of today, I think it should be tarot, and then eventually we can, of course. I'm sorry, sometimes I go off topic. It's not my
No,
fault.
it's okay. I mean, like we're going to be making series of videos anyway. It's like the conversation with you always become interesting, and I think we got interesting things that people would enjoy hearing about. So it's cool. But okay, let's go back to tarot. And there's something I would like to know about, and I think the world is dying to hear about it. How is tarot perceived in your home country, Italy, where the whole 78 cards set came from?
Yeah, I think very few people in Italy actually know that the tarot comes from Italy. This is
no, that is just so weird.
It's sad but true reality that very few people in Italy, unless you are within this environment, this milieu of people that actually know about tarot, very few people realize that, and even less people realize that what we call the Tarot de Marseille are actually the basic playing cards in Italy. They're playing cards that you can find in any part, in any pub, in any kind of like family. Well, before the internet and before the TV, like where people would just family gather together, play cards, and they would play with what is the Tarot de Marseille without the major arcana. This is our traditional folk playing cards.
But I just find it so like ironic, because Tarot de Marseille is from France. Like,
right. Original, I think it was, well, there is many speculation about it. Most likely it was imported in Italy around the 1400, 1400, was imported from the Arabic game, right? It was originally
Arabic game. It was imported into Italy. Then in Italy, it was developed into 78 cards set, right?
Not yet. First of all, they came in. The Arabic game came in. It was like with the four suits, like originally what we pursued, the coin, the cups, the swords, and rods. But if I remember well, in the Arabian side, in the Arabian part of the game, they were not supposed to have figures, so they didn't have the kings and queens yet, because I think for their, if I'm not wrong, for their religion, it was not. They were not supposed to depict a human figure in the game. So that was imported in Italy.
Yeah,
in
that
Italy,
makes sense. Yeah, because of Islamic background, that they were not supposed to like have sort of icons, like human figure icons, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I most likely what came in, it was the four suits from the 1 to 10. So say the basic four.
So it was really simple game.
Yeah. I think it was simple. Now I don't know the details. Unfortunately, I don't have all the details, and I don't even know if those details are actually available somewhere or if it's still speculation. But for sure, it is that once he came into Italy in the 1400, in Italy they added the figures of the court cards, so the king, the queen.
So court cards were added in Italy as well.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, I actually did not know that. Okay.
Yes. So actually, the whole